Today we have a pretty big patch and we got some exciting news. We're gonna split this into two parts, and since it's very long, we're gonna jump right into it. Welcome everybody. If you don't know me, my name is BearCozy, and we got quite a few things to talk about. We have some bug fixes, we have some balances, we have some hero adjustments as well. We also have a secondary part of some hero buffs. All right, let's jump into it. The very first thing is the game has recently added 2 new legendary heroes. Pluto is water, Taliesin is fire, and then we have 1 new epic hero, which is Bocce, and that is water. As of recording of this video, they are not in the game currently. However, they will be very, very soon. We usually get these patch updates or game updates. We usually get patch notes and game updates right before the new patch launches. So, number 2, limited summons, new legendary hero Pluto is available in this round of limited summons for 2 weeks. So that's gonna be cool. My only concern here is Pluto's water. Like all the other heroes, almost every damage dealing hero, I should say, every nuker, right? Every attack-based nuker is water. So that's kind of, at least in my experience, like 90% of them for me, that's what I end up getting is water. So I'm not quite sure, but we're gonna take a look at him, see how he is or she is, see how the hero is, and we're gonna go from there. And of course, we're gonna do some summons as well. Now this is under limited summons, which you need the limited Stardust to do, right? This isn't regular summons. So I know we just had a limited summon event, and most likely, most of you are just like me, where we've pulled all of our shards, or almost all of our shards. Moving on to number 3, Backstage Battle. Added a new Backstage Battle feature that allows you to switch the battle to the backstage during multipass. The game needs to be running. So the way that I'm reading it is Backstage Battle is if you are running a multi, let's say you're running a dungeon, you're running some kind of a multi-10 multi, you can switch it to the back. This remains to be seen, but this actually, I'm wondering if this means that we can now do other things, maybe not necessarily play other game modes, but we can do other things like look at the game, look at our quests, and so on while the multi-stage is running. That remains to be seen. That would be kind of cool because a lot of times I know when I'm running multi-battles, there's nothing for me to look at other than the team, and it gets kind of boring, so I end up watching YouTube videos or whatever else I end up doing. So this would be kind of cool to see how many quests I have left, what I'm working on, and so on. Storm Duel. Added a new Storm Duel gameplay. Storm Duel is available for 3 days every week. The first opening time is October 15th. Number 5 is Tulpa. Lowered the monster level in Hell Stage 4 to level 95. That's going to be cool. I'm not sure if anybody's actually farming Tulpa. There's not really much good gear there, not great gear. But the monster level decrease should help in Hell Stage 4. And since we have a Hell Stage 4, I'm assuming in the near future, we are going to Hell Stage 5, 6, and 7. And then I'm sure they're going to go to 8, 9, and 10 at some point, which is going to be really, really ridiculous. Number 6 is the Magic Pass. Added Imperial Treasures, a new type of Magic Pass that grants the Death Hurricane set 6-star legendary. So this is kind of interesting. Currently in the Magic Pass, we have legendary hero. It's a guaranteed legendary hero. Now, what this says is added Imperial Treasures. What they don't say is that they've taken out a legendary hero. And I hope that is the case. I hope they have not replaced our guaranteed legendary hero for this new Death Hurricane set. I hope it's just in addition to what we're getting. That would be amazing because in my opinion, the Magic Pass is an amazing value right now. You get so much value out of it, plus you get the guaranteed legendary, right? Moving on to number 7, the Dragon Cup Rally. Leaderboard rewards are now distributed 30 minutes after the event ends. I know that's one of the things that people were asking a lot. I've seen a lot in the chat, in the official Ace Discord, when do I get my rewards? The Dragon Cup Rally is over. I placed in the top 3, I placed in the top 5. When do I get my rewards? And a lot of times it's taken a while. It's taken like 48 hours or something for them to get it. So this is really cool. 30 minutes after, and you should get it right in your mail. Number 8 is events. Optimized the display of the event calendar. That's fairly self-explanatory. Not really much going on there. Just a little bit better visually speaking, so we don't have to browse around all over the place. And as I mentioned, as of recording of this video, some of these things are not implemented right now, not in the game. So that remains to be seen very, very soon. But I wanted to get this news out to you. And moving on to number 9, added a new feature that allows you to use specific items with one tap. Most of my gameplay, I play on the computer or the laptop, so for me, one tap, one click, same difference there. Doesn't really impact me, but to a lot of you that play on mobile, this should be a nice little quality of life improvement. 10 is UI, 11 is UI, and 12 is UI. Adjusted the display of the shop tabs. Some of them are collapsible now. Adjusted the text wrap and support around the Guild Boss reward screen, and optimized the quality of the countdown display of the advanced quests. So that is all very good and fine. Moving on to part 1 of this gigantic patch. Now, balance adjustments. All stats are max level stats. Please refer to the actual in-game mechanics. The first one is mechanic adjustments. On removable positive effects and negative effects. Tia's Frostbite and Frostbite 2 and Halia's Speed Down effects are now regarded as unremovable negative effects and can be affected by the immune effect. So the way that I'm reading it is Tia's Frostbite and Halia's Speed Down is unremovable. The only thing that can counter it is the immune effect, but of course you'd have to put that on most likely before. I'm not sure if I've tested that at putting the immunity afterwards. I don't know if that would remove it. But the way that I'm reading it, that is the only thing currently that can counter it. Imogen's Defense Pierce Up and Halia's Speed Up are now regarded as unremovable positive effects as well, and can now be affected by the no positive effects debuff. So that is very interesting. Number 2, hero adjustments. Evelyn Firstdawn. Okay, if you are one of the lucky people to get Evelyn Firstdawn, she's absolutely amazing. I would love Evelyn Firstdawn. However, it's like with them adding all of these new heroes, plus her being a light hero, it is such a small chance. Not to mention, I can't stop pulling Lunar Melisa. For whatever reason, I've got 5 copies of Lunar Melisa and nobody else. Evelyn Firstdawn. Number 1, trade ability. Unremovable defense up and attack up effects are changed into permanent aura effects. That is absolutely amazing. So if you're one of the lucky people to have her, she just got a lot stronger because now they're no longer buffs. They are now an aura effect, which makes them unremovable. That's kind of cool. Ultimate ability cooldown reduced from 5 to 4 turns. And the good get even better. She's already amazing, and they've just made her 10 times better. Dark Dragon Asrina is another one I don't have. Her trait ability, Shield Multiplier, is increased. That is very, very interesting. Her special ability, the damage multiplier, is increased from 100% to 120. So she got stronger. Next one on the list is Nicholas. Replaced ultimate ability, damage multiplier increased from 120% to 150%. So Nicholas just got stronger. Imogen also got reworked as well. Her trait ability, defense pierce up effect, increased from 2% to 3%. Not a huge rework there, but a slight boost. Savannah, who nobody uses, basic ability, damage multiplier is increased from 100 to 120. Special ability and ultimate ability, initial cooldown removed. So that is kind of cool. We might end up seeing some more Savannah gameplay there. She is not very good. Tia has not been very good as well. However, she seems like she is getting a little bit better. They are working on fixing some of these heroes that people don't use very often to make them better, to make them playable, to change a little bit of the gaming team structure. Tia's ultimate ability has an 80% chance instead of a 50% chance to apply Frozen to other enemies. That is huge because if you think about it, most of the places that Tia is used in Arena, so if there's an 80% chance, there's a really good chance to freeze 3 heroes, gimping the other team severely. And what makes Tia really good is I believe she is fusible as well. You can synthesize her. That's what I mean by fusible. She's not very difficult to get. If you put a little bit of work in, you can definitely get her. If the target doesn't have Frozen, applies 2 stacks of Frostbite instead. So that is a very interesting rework. Most likely Tia will see a lot more gameplay now than she has in the past. Godfery, who I used to call Godfrey, and I never noticed it till one of my viewers pointed out, and he said, hey, his name is actually Godfery, not Godfrey. But at any rate, Godfery's trait ability before the Ascension has a 100% chance instead of 50% chance to increase the cooldown of the target's ultimate ability by 1 turn. Now that is before the Ascension, and that is already really, really good right there. Trait ability, after Ascension, can be used 2 times per round instead of 1. Now that is very interesting if you have an enemy hero that's taken multiple turns in 1 round. Godfery can actually use the ultimate, right, to increase the enemy's ultimate ability cooldown by 1 turn. He can use that twice per round, and there's a 100% chance. So that is amazing. One thing I did not test is if you still need focus on Godfery. My experience is you do. However, since it's at a 100% chance, that remains to be seen. I would love to know if you've gotten a chance to test him. Let me know in the comments below if he actually needs focus or if he's one of the few heroes that does not. Bachelor, special ability. If the target has negative effects, launches a bonus attack with the basic ability. Not a whole lot of changes there, but there it is. Part 2, Desmond, who I just pulled recently. He is an older school hero. Desmond got quite a few reworks, so here we go. Basic ability also applies 1 stack of plague to the target. Ultimate ability, the ability is automatically cast at the start of battle. That is unbelievably good. Also grants spiked restoration, so he now not only got a lot better because he also casts his ultimate ability at the start of battle, but also you gain spiked restoration, making him a lot tankier than he used to be. Trait ability, before Ascension, when a negative effect is removed from the enemy, instead of Plague, has a 30% chance to apply stun to them for 1 turn. It used to be 15, now it's 30, so the stun chance is going up. It seems like Desmond is going to be a lot more viable now than he used to be, and that remains to be seen how good he is. We'll have to see. We'll have to wait for some videos of people testing them. I know there are lots of people that like to test them, whether they make content or not. There are lots of people that have a lot of disposable income that like to test as many heroes as they can. Number 4 is the trait ability. After Ascension, also ignores the first instance of massive damage received in battle. That is unbelievable. Now, when he is ascended, ignores the first instance of a massive damage received in battle. That is huge right there. Completely ignores it, nullifies it. And right now, my feeling for Desmond is he's going to be a lot more viable in Arena. It's going to be really cool. Maybe on defense, since he's getting the automatic cast to his ultimate ability at the start of the battle, and also grants spiked restoration, plus he ignores the first instance of massive damage. So the way to kill him is with a multi-attacker like Antonua, somebody who takes 3 or 4 attacks in one go, right? You got to pick him down a little at a time. What you don't want to do is nuke him once because he will ignore that. Now, the next change is for Asrina, and this is kind of good for free-to-play players. Her basic ability damage multiplier is increased from 100 to 120, and I've always liked Asrina. I've made some videos with Asrina. Unfortunately, her damage falls off in dungeons after level 11, right? Right about 9 and 10 she does well, and after at about 11 she struggles, and at 12 she's just completely useless unless you have unbelievable gear. That's at least been my experience. So the special ability, her special ability damage multiplier increased as well from 100 to 120. So we see the basic ability and the special ability get increased here, which is really nice, giving her a little bit more damage. And then of course she has Ignite as well, so that's gonna be very good. Hopefully this should help low spend or free to play players, and I'm really excited for that. I'm gonna do a little bit more testing with her since mine has been leveled for quite some time. And I used her in a bunch of the dungeons to run a bunch of stuff in the early game until I got better replacements. Hugh, basic ability damage multiplier increased from 100 to 120. Ultimate ability cooldown reduced from 5 turns to 4 turns. Harburg is the next one. Basic ability damage multiplier increased from 50% to 100. That is a massive, massive damage there, considering he can take multiple turns. Helmar also got a boost. This is really good. I have a bunch of Helmars. I don't see people using Helmars because he hasn't been very good. However, with this change, now he should be viable, and he is an epic, so you can get him a lot easier. You can ascend him a lot easier. I believe I got all of them. I just haven't done anything with him. I haven't leveled or ascended. His basic ability, damage multiplier increased from 80 to 100. His special ability, damage multiplier increased from 50 to 100. And his ultimate ability, damage scales with the target's bleeding stacks, no longer removes bleeding effects. That is really cool. So the more bleeds you have on the enemy, the harder his ultimate ability hits. Celestial Kane is the next one. I'm not very happy with this one. So his trait ability before Ascension removes 1 negative effect from all team members instead of 2 team members. That's kind of a negative. And his trait ability after Ascension also gains 30 bonus speed 1 attack. That is going to mess up some speed-tuned teams, especially in Ash Magisteria. I'm not very happy with that. That'll be good for Arena, I suppose, after he gets attacked. He gains speed so he can go a lot faster, but that's going to mess up, I don't know. I feel like that's just going to mess up a lot of the speed tunes, especially in Ash Magisteria. So that remains to be seen. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your comments down below if you are using Celestial Kane. Let me know what you think of this 30 bonus speed. I don't think that's a good change. I think they meant well, but that remains to be seen. Marion, of course, is not very good. She got a buff as well. Increased her damage multiplier on the basic ability from 80 to 120. Ultimate ability damage multiplier from 150 to 200. This is not Marion Shadowblood. This is regular Marion. She is not very, very good. Raven is okay. I've seen some videos with Raven. Raven's not great as well. You can build her if you have a lot of resources. However, I've chosen not to build mine. Her basic ability damage multiplier got increased from 80 to 120. Her special ability damage multiplier increased from 100 to 120. And her ultimate ability reduces the cooldown from 5 turns to 4 turns. So that is it right there. That is all. CC base stats increased. Kasim AI optimized. And Molex AI optimized. Molex didn't get changed at all. So the best changes in this whole patch, I think, is one, Asrina, which is very good for low spend and free-to-play players. Desmond is another one. Godfery remains to be seen. It looks like it's going to be very, very good. And the worst, for me, I think the worst change, at least in my opinion, until it remains to be seen, is this Celestial Kane change, where he also gains 30%. I'm trying to highlight it and I can't. He also gains a 30% bonus speed when attacked. That, I think, is going to mess up a lot of rotations. So that remains to be seen. So there it is. There is a lot of stuff that got changed here. Let me know what you think of all these changes, especially of Celestial Kane, if you are using him. And also, leave me a nice comment below if you think there are heroes now that are usable that you were not using before. That's going to do it for me. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Smash the like and the subscribe button down below. And for more helpful videos, check out the top right.